Okay, I added the new music. Not totally holiday.
What is it? Jazzy?
I can tell you did not listen to the podcast last week. And you can listen to it this week if you want to know what the music is in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Baking It Down podcast with your host, Corey and Heather Miracle, twins.
Let me turn you down. Hold on. Hold on, people. If you're driving, please just hold on.
Well, welcome to the Baking It Down podcast, where we take one marketing nugget a week, dive into it, cover some group stuff, and chit-chat about nonsense that me and Heather have going on in our lives. I felt like we were very nonsense last week.
And I'd like to apologize on behalf of everyone who had to listen to that. But I think we've got a good topic this week. But before we jump into it, podcast poll. Okay, I want to tell you, wildness happened in the group.
Yes.
Everybody on the Food Network.
The Food Network is in the group.
Food Network, if you're listening, blink twice. So what happened last week, I guess from what I perceive, that people get recruited or apply to be on Food Network challenges.
I think so.
So now, because last month, Kim Fink was on the Food Network challenge for Halloween. A bunch of people were.
Yeah.
The Two and Matt's lady was.
The Halloween one.
The Halloween one. So
yes.
from what I can see, Food Network is Halloween and obviously Christmas.
Yeah.
For 2 months. It seems like November, December. So what it sounds like is that on one day, they're allowed to announce that they're on this Food Network challenge.
But is it like one day prior? Because
I don't know.
Episodes are each week.
I think there's a segment. There's like different
days for different
No.
weeks?
I think this segment, it says, okay, everybody can say you're on it. That's in this one segment. Because so many people said they were on different weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Food Network Christmas Cookie Challenge, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of must have sent out that email that people can post that they're going to be in it.
They did. They
did. And all of a sudden, in the group, it was like, I'm on the Food Network. I'm on the Food Network. I'm on the Food Network. So you can tune into almost any cookie Food Network challenge and see somebody from the group on it. So the podcast poll, because it was just so funny, the number of awesome people who made it on.
And their photos were so cute.
Do they make that cookie?
No, I asked somebody.
Oh, because everyone was holding a Food Network cookie.
I thought they sent out this perfectly formed cookie to everyone to take photos with. No, everyone makes their own.
They all made that cookie.
Perfectly. I don't know if they have to like go by a script, like you can only use this color
it
red.
Looked beautiful.
You have to have this many white dots around the side.
It was quite skillful looking.
I know, but I asked someone who said that they were on the Food Network, and they were like, no, we all make our own.
So this isn't a conclusive list, but I just did a podcast poll if you're on the Food Network or if you're going to watch the Food Network. So the numbers are a little bit inaccurate. I still thought it was funny. 1,764 votes. 2% of the people.
2% does not sound like a lot, but it is a lot.
It is. Let me refresh it and grab it again. Facebook is being interesting. Can I tell you a funny story?
Yeah.
So I started making posts last week, and when I clicked on the engagement because I want to see if people like my memes, it started saying invite next to their names in groups. Invite to what? So I click on invite, and I asked one of the people who reacted, did something happen? She says no. Okay. So anyways, today I post another fire meme, of course. And then I'm like seeing that invite button. It's so there. So I click it a million times, invite all the people. To what? I don't know. Where are we going to go? Then I realize last week, Facebook was like, hey, Heather, would you like a professional account? No idea what it meant. Said, sure, yeah. I want to be a professional.
Why don't I get a professional one?
I don't know how it rolls out.
It's for the people who've been in Facebook jail. Don't get that often.
Could be. Maybe they're like, Mira's not your last name. So all of a sudden, it says, they've accepted your invite request. They are now following Heather Miracle. It was to follow me. Now, like I'm come see my life.
You're invited to see how many typos Heather can do in one post. But
I go back and ninja edit, so try to catch them if you want.
That's a lot.
Okay, here's the people who responded, although this is not a conclusive list, but these are people who have been and will be on Food Network Challenge. Sam Optenbosch, who is from Sam's Cookie University, Sterling Lynch, April Shar, Allison Harris, Tiana Duez, Tamita Ware, Brianna Terrazas.
I love how you are trying
Jenna Marie,
to say these
Monica Saunderstead. If I'm slaughtering a name, I'm just going to say it real fast. Casey Cardona, Lisa Davidson White, Christina Langford, Anissa Shane. That's a pretty name. Meredith Gretzinger, Rollitzberger, Danielle McLaren, Rabiha Sami, Amy J, Corey Allen Jones, Lisa Carlson. So you could turn on cable TV and see famous people amongst us.
I feel like
and then follow me on Facebook. I'm so sorry. Okay, here's the thing. On Facebook, nobody knows that my typos are actually
I
my
said, don't read the list.
mispronunciation.
And you said, no, I'm going to slaughter this
People
list.
were asking me
All
for
right,
the
I'm
list.
just saying when they're offended. Heather was the one who read it out.
You guys. Oh. Did it go up or down?
Up.
Heyo.
Damn.
Okay, so back to the topic at hand. Marketing nugget.
Okay.
You want to do an intro?
Intro to the podcast
No,
or the marketing?
please, God, no.
Okay. We have touched on this maybe a little bit in the past in the group in years prior. But what we want to do is talk about morales during this time. Right now, it's the cookie championship, as Heather likes to say, baking playoffs, where you can
Super
get
Bowl.
a ton.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go. You can get a ton of your money for the year in the next 3 months.
2 months.
2 months. See,
We're
it's already,
halfway
already
through
in there.
November.
Yeah, that's insane. My
Yeah.
birthday is coming.
If you want to go to trends.google.com, type in sugar cookies. This is a generalization, but it gives you a concept of the way this industry ebbs and flows.
And it's ebbing.
It's flowing. Ebbing? Which one's a
which
good
one
one?
is there?
Flowing sounds
Ebb and
good.
flow. Ebb, flow.
I feel like
Ebb,
flow. Ebb sounds small.
Okay.
So
This
we
is
ebb.
flowing.
We ebb in July. I think a lot of cookies are out of town. I think a lot of our clients are traveling. We start the flow back in end of August when you got that back to school. It starts peaking. It starts the upturn dramatically towards Halloween. 4x Thanksgiving, 10x December.
This is high time to make sales. But also during this cash money where it's falling from the sky into our pockets, there's a lot of times where our morales can kind of go a little low.
We've got to be compare aware.
Compare aware.
I'm going to title it that. Just
I
thought
like
of it
okay,
right
good.
now.
Yeah, don't let that one go.
So we've come up with 8 things we think will keep your spirits high in this holiday season.
And if we can address them now before maybe you get into a slump or
Let's
downhearted
deck the
and
halls,
trodden.
not wreck the hall.
Keep them
coming.
I don't. Is that a good one?
Deck the halls, not wreck the halls.
Wreck the halls? That sounds so
Wreck the halls.
rambunctious.
Yeah, we don't want to be sad. We want this
Okay.
to be an upper.
Yes. So
Okay.
let's cover it now. So then when you need it, it'll be in your back pocket.
Yes.
I'm trying to make one that rhymes. Nothing came.
Keep it
Like
in
a
the
rocket.
Ah. You're going to start a rap? Okay, number 1. When someone says they're sold out, it doesn't mean you aren't or didn't market correctly. Everyone has a different number. We talk about this one often. And for important reasons. If Corey said, well, my goal's 10, and I said, my goal's 2, and I sold 2, guess who beat Corey? In just the proclamation, I've sold out.
Yeah.
It's easy to be like, oh my goodness, I'm so far behind. I think you were saying yesterday.
Yeah.
So Corey goes and engages with the group hashtag Sugar Cookie Marketing, tapping, liking, commenting. But Corey said, while I was scrolling, my anxiety rose to see everyone so far ahead with Christmas orders, posting Christmas sales, pre-sales, classes. And Corey's like, yeah, I could feel my anxiety like, ooh, I should be baking, not double tapping. And she powered on through it and kept it double tapping and not biting. So that's kind of coming down to it is you're going to see a ton of people saying this phrase that is so dangerous if you take it out of context. I'm sold out for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
First off, that's only 2 months.
Right. It's all context. Put that bad boy in context. If someone said that in January, I'm going to need them to teach a class.
Also, a lot of times people will say I'm sold out for the rest of the year because they want to focus on their pre-sales and holiday offerings, but they don't want to take any customs.
Right.
So that's something to also keep in the back of your
People
mind.
who teach classes will often sell out their customs and say, I'm done. Now we're going to switch over to classes. So that meaning, that phrase, I'm sold out to the end of the year, is extremely relative. And often you're not getting the rest of the context that would allow you to really understand what they're saying. So that's being compare aware. I'm not sold out to the rest of the year. You don't have the same business model. You don't have the same working hours. Somebody, I don't have any kids, but somebody with 4 kids and somebody with one kids has a very different schedule.
I was watching someone on TikTok and they were doing a TikTok live. She says, I push 30 dozen cookies out the door each week. And I said, what am I doing with my life? And then in her next breath, she said, but don't let that deter you. This is my full-time job. And I said, oh, okay. Because I was getting ready to be hard on myself. And then, oh, this is your full-time job. But so often we just read the first portion of someone, I'm sold out, and we instantly log off and we have this pity party.
We strategize all the ways we failed.
Yeah. And you almost mentally give up. when you
It's a
don't
deterrent.
know. Yeah. And the one thing I like in sugar cookie marketing is I want people to share their wins, but I also know that can hurt people's feelings.
So I think it's important to be happy for that person who sold out, but it's also important to be compare aware that their sellout and your sellout are two wildly different versions of a reality that are both unique to your circumstances.
Yeah. So don't read the word sold out and think that you are less than, because you have not. Your numbers are different. Your time is different. Your schedules are, there's so many different things. You could have been in business different times.
You could have different focuses. It would be easy for me to sell out of a cookie class. I've been marketing to the same audience for 2 years.
Yes.
So if you said, well, this is my first cookie class and I'm not sold out, and you see me saying, well, I'm sold out to the end of the year. There's that phrase again. We're only teaching 2 classes in December. It's very easy to sell out.
Sure.
And I've been marketing the same audience 2 years. Yeah, it's going to be a much different marketing approach, and no one is wrong. Number 2. Squirrel brain.
Squirrel brain.
Focus on one thing. In a group of really amazing ideas, just find one, focus on that, and guess what? All those other ideas, they're going to be here when you get back.
This is what I see often. Right now, cute packaging is every which way. The $1.25 tray, Target, and you get I need to get everything. I want to do what everyone's doing.
Causes a rush on packaging.
Man,
If Miss Cookie packaging, advent calendars and coal bags aren't an example, boo bags as well, of if I don't jump on this now, I may miss out. I don't know what it is, but that it could be a symptom of squirrel brain. Find the thing that you say this year, this holiday season, I'm going to focus on this. There will be so many amazing ideas you will look at, double tap, and scroll past. And it is okay not to jump on snowman belly bags.
Well, those are sold out, so you can't even.
Darn it.
It's so true. A lot of times, if you look at what didn't sell last year, and you can look in your little packaging bins and see what you have an excess of, and you'd be like, okay, those didn't really sell last year. I'm not going to try to sell them again this year. You're going to see cute photos on Instagram and Facebook of someone who made a super cute coal bag, and you're like, I think I could do that. You can do that, but we're not going to do that.
We're going to focus on the one thing. What happens with the squirrel brain is that you see all the ideas, but take action on none of them because you don't know. You have analysis paralysis. You don't know which direction to head. And it feels like you get the not sunk cost, but missed opportunity cost. If I head in this direction, I can no longer head in that direction. And it feels like a loss. But if you zoom out a little bit farther, it's actually a win because you're doing something.
Yeah.
The other alternative of, well, you have every option, but you did nothing is not the win.
The way I like to do my holiday pre-sales or whatever, I like when one color can match with another color. So if one of my options is heavily blue, I want my other option to have blue incorporated. So I'm only mixing less in the kitchen instead of doing
money.
50 different colors. And then I'm like, wow, this is taking forever.
Could it be, again, ignorant right here, could you come up with 5 colors and build only a pre-sale, custom options, class options based off of that?
1,000%.
That'd be very nice. That means you can batch a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're not constantly, that's it. Mixing takes a ton of time. I don't care who you are.
Also, the Heavenly 70, that's a huge cost when you can get the Nifty 50 or the 4
That's the only
of the Lord.
Yeah, they have like, I think, beginner standard or something.
I want a
Like
jazzy
pack
9. Oh.
Yeah.
Just pack a 9?
There's just 9 colors.
Heavenly 70, and we go to pack a 9?
No, it's like Baker Basics or something like that, where you just have like a pack of 9 colors.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to kind of come up with a strategy and say, this is it. This is my win. And it's going to look a lot different. It's going to be very streamlined because you're operating with a business mindset.
Yeah.
Not everything. Again, you give too many options, you're actually driving sales away.
Yeah, you are. I mean, if you're going to focus on advent calendars, those little 2-inch cookies, man, there's a ton of colors in each one of them. But if that's what you want to do your full focus on, you could save a lot of time and energy taking off some of the extra ideas that you had. Instead of offering 15 options, maybe offer 2 options, advent calendars for home and then something for school and coworkers.
There was a lady in the college, the cookie college yesterday, and she was like, I really enjoy what I got at, what I'm getting here, but I just don't know where to go. So I said, listen, right now in your head, there's one place you want to go. What is it? What was that thought you just had reading the sentence? Don't tell me the second thought. Don't tell me the thought you had after the second thought, that first thought. And she was like, what was it? It wasn't cookie classes.
I can't believe you. PYS.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
I guessed it.
I think so.
Wow.
So I was like, that's it. Stop. Full stop.
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
all you need.
Uh-huh.
That's the one. If you do that one thing, that is far more than nothing.
And what if you did PYOs, but you did 3 different stencil
There you
options?
talk about. Now you're niching down. You only have to bust out the stencil maker
Yeah.
once. You got to create what,
You
white
got
and black?
2 colors, white and black.
Buy you a packet of paintbrushes and go through all of them. You know?
I mean, easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy, Phoebe Weavy. His little box is
Fauci.
turning over. Back to the rap signal. Okay, number 3. Set up an unmovable goal that fits your lifestyle. So, I like this one a lot because sometimes in comparison, compare where squirrel brain, analysis paralysis, we don't know when to
Call it quits.
We just don't know where to head. We don't know what success looks like. Is success, well, that person sold tickets at $75 and taught 5 classes. I'm nowhere near that. That would make you feel wildly successful. It's not your lifestyle, though. Some people love standing in front of a room, and some people dread the thought. It's the number one most feared thing is public speaking.
Yeah.
Because someone's teaching a class and you're not a loser.
You're not.
And they're not a loser. But what you're going to want to do is say, my goal is total sales. My goal is total units moved. My goal is 1 vendor event. My goal is 5 class tickets. Mm-hmm. That's your goal. Yeah. And it is unique to you. And find one that fits your lifestyle. Just because maybe everyone's talking Christmas classes and you have a fear of public speaking, class isn't it.
That's not your goal.
And you're not bad for not teaching classes. You're finding a goal that fits your lifestyle.
Yeah. What I see people often say in the group is my pre-sale sucked. Maybe not such harsh language. My pre-sales were not great. But they're like, yeah, but I do really well in customs, but my pre-sales were horrendous. Well, guess what? Focus on your customs. There's so many bakers who take customs off the table in December that people are like, why did a custom order?
Yeah.
If that's your forte, you don't have to offer the pre-sales just because everyone else is offering the pre-sales. You can stick
your lifestyle
to customs.
Yes.
And be just as successful.
Yeah.
If anything, you're talking to less customers anyway, so less headache at the end of the day.
Your goal doesn't have to be sales and income or units moved. Your goal could be organizing my cutter set. That can be a goal.
Yeah.
And that's a hard one. And you could do it. And that could be considered your version of success.
Yeah.
And you know what? I bet a lot of people who sold on classes wish they'd organize their cookie cutters.
I've been doing that.
Yeah?
Headache.
Throwing anyway. Donating any?
I have a pile.
What's the don't ask, don't tell? No, what's that where you give something away but you can't sell it? Groups?
Buy nothing. So.
Don't ask, don't tell. Don't tell my husband. Yeah. I think you got some cutters from a buy nothing, sell nothing.
I did. Uh-huh. I only wanted 2 of them, but she gave me a whole lot of them.
Okay. That's what the buy nothing, sell nothing group's
she
all
said,
about.
I ain't going to do that.
She let it simmer?
No, she did not.
She didn't.
She
I thought you gotta let it simmer.
She
don't
clicked on my profile and she's like, I know you can do this.
Fair enough. Find your target audience. Okay, number 4. I like this one a lot. Likes don't equal sales.
They don't. You are gonna see people getting likes all over the place.
Social media likes.
Social media likes. Their Facebook page, their Instagram. They're gonna get comments. People are gonna be like, I love these. Someone's gonna say, I want to order some. That does not mean that they order them. Those likes don't equal sales.
I gotta say, yeah, likes is not, it may mean reach, but a lot of times I gotta say they're almost not related, not nearly as tight as people think they are. So for example, Corey and I said at the cookie class, we had our Christmas classes listed in January 2022 because that was our strategy for the year. Let's get them all posted. So they've sold out. They sold out in October. Yeah. Although 2 people wanted a credit, so I got 2 open sheeters.
Really? Post that and get those filled?
You got to understand how the wait list works because it says the wait list will add additional seats, but it won't fill the seats.
I've never seen that add an additional seat.
And we've never released to a wait list.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So the last post I made on the class's Facebook page got 3 likes. 3.
No, maybe not.
Tres. And so what I'm saying is just because I got 3 likes doesn't mean, I know we were like, don't compare yourself. It doesn't mean I'd sell out to the end of the year. But what I'm saying is don't look at thy neighbor's likes and be jealous.
A lot of times, some of your likes can come from friends and family who are trying to support
Thank
your
you,
dreams.
Mom. Shout out.
Yes.
Some of them can come out from other bakers that aren't going to buy from you but want to support you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you're either going to make a ton of sales or you're not. It may help you in the algorithms, and that's the strategy we like in the group. But don't look at your competitor. Be compare aware and say, whoa, they got 50 likes. They definitely sold on classes. I'm not going to offer that.
Sometimes I look at bakers in local community groups, and either they have a sales day or something. They post something up. They get tons of likes and comments. And you could look at that and you'd be like, well, I just posted and I got maybe 2 likes, and one of those was me and the other was you. And you can feel like you're not as good. That is not the case. 1, they probably hit the algorithm at the right time. 2, maybe they have like an engagement pod strategy.
I also believe that group engagement consistently rewards you with more group engagement.
Really? I'm such a lurker.
Right. And I think that if you lurked and then posted, it could fall flat. But if you posted consistently, I think that you'd garner, because obviously Facebook's paying attention to the number of times you post because it gives a little badges now.
Yeah.
So conversation starter,
Yeah, maybe it would
group photo, whatever that one is.
All right. I'll make
blossoming bean tree. I don't know. It has a lot of things. So Facebook's paying attention to how often you're giving to a group or, engaging with a group and stuff like that. Follow me on Facebook for more information from Heather Miracle.
Don't worry, she'll send you the invite later.
Yeah, I know. I feel super embarrassing because I don't post anything really on.
Can you go and uninvite them?
You can turn your professional profile back to a private.
Do you want to have not a professional? Would you want to go back to slowly people?
Well, now that I've tasted a celebrity, I don't think I could. But no, what they said is if people follow you, then a lot of your posts are, public. It's not a default.
All of my posts are public.
Oh, I only do friends.
I do them all. I want everybody to see.
You want your ex-husband.
I want him to see my cookies. She really was sweet.
I don't think you're saying that. I don't think so. But yeah, you can change it back, and I guess it will just null the followers.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Number 5. Budget buffer time. Assign off days as a task, an immovable task, and make a conscious effort to not work. Working equals bad on these days.
Yeah, guys, people are going to be knocking down your doors because they need last minute cookies. They were invited to a last minute event. Their work holiday thing fell through.
Your brain's gonna say, "I want to be nice, and I also want that cheddar."
But you are going to be burnt out if you do not.
You're
take
going to
days
be
off.
Corey and I get a little distracted by opportunity to generate sales at the expense of the overall happiness of ourselves.
And who wants sad Christmas cookies or angry Christmas
right?
cookies?
Who wants mom to come down on Christmas morn and to be feisty?
Yeah. So right now, get on your calendar, pull it up, and take some days off.
When somebody comes to schedule, you say, I'm so sorry, I'm booked that day.
Booked that day.
Booked for happiness.
Happiness is taken off and I'm on that jet.
And so Corey and I were talking about the struggle with entrepreneurship or solopreneurship is that when you're not working, you feel bad.
You do. You feel like I should be. Everyone else is working.
Yeah.
I feel guilty not working.
Even at night, I'm like, Heather, come on. Just sit in front of the computer, do a little bit extra. It won't hurt nobody. But it does. It hurts one person, this body. But what it's good to focus on is that working on these days, see it as an absolute hard no. And then you're like, well, it turns out my kids went to an event. Guess what you get to do? Surf Netflix, buddy.
Target,
do whatever
dollar spot. Go,
you
no,
want.
that's still working.
Oh, no.
You don't get to go to the Target.
You could go with Ma if you want.
You go to the Starbucks
Olive Garden.
The OG.
I'll fight you over the seat, but I'll wave as I'm tripping you.
You are going to wrestle with yourself. You're going to take those days off now, and you're going to be like, yes, I'm taking those days off.
Corey doesn't believe me on this. Here's my tip, my master tip. It sounds like work. Trust the process. I like project management softwares where I sit down and I assign tasks to my days.
Great, man. I think it's great.
When those tasks are gone, there's nothing brain's like, you did it. Turn off, buddy. You turn off. So every Friday afternoon, I clear out the list. If it didn't get done, it gets booted to Monday.
Okay.
And I download TikTok. And I say, baby girl,
I see your name light up and then it disappears.
And then I delete it on Mondays. But on Fridays, I'll download it and then just unapologetically take the longest shower. Yeah. Got my little robe. Sit in there. Maybe do a little foot scrubby thing. Some oil in the hair. You know it's not doing anything, but you feel like it could be. Yeah. And just scroll unapologetically. It is so much more freeing for me to not feel bad.
Yes. But you are going to fight with yourself to book those days. You're going to take them off now, and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to work those days. Huh? And then as those days approach, you're going to say, well, so-and-so did ask for a custom set. I really could take
I have
them.
the time.
I could just fit
And then you're going to be
in.
like, well, I'll charge a rush fee. And guess what? They're going to pay it because they're desperate. And then you're going to feel obligated. Listen, you can tell them no.
You can. That can be, there's no if they're not willing to pay $1 million, you cannot take that order.
You know what, Corey and I did? I don't want to teach any more cookie classes for the rest of the year other than what we've already scheduled.
Yeah.
So the amount of people who've asked for private classes is tremendous.
And every time
I have a list of 3 local bakers that I know teach classes, and I say, thank you so much for contacting us. We're actually booked to the end of the year, but can I connect you with 3 bakers who may have an opening for you?
My heart
Wants the money.
It almost sinks when I see Heather send those emails, but we had already made our pact.
We did a buffer budget.
That we weren't
going to sell our souls.
But in my mind, I'm like, but if they go there, they might never come back. No.
They might never come back. Sacrificing them on a day.
But I'm going to be happy through December. And those bakers are hopefully going to be happy over there with their easy leads.
But also, hopefully, they also have a buffer budget as well.
They do, guys. And I really encourage you to take some days off.
Mm-hmm.
It is so, your mental health.
I challenge you before and after a holiday. Because it's easy to see Thanksgiving as just pre-Christmas in the cookie world.
That's what I think people are like just skipping over.
I think I've ruined mine with the Vendy Blendy. It's the night of. I gotta stay awake.
Okay, next year we're not doing that.
No, I'm doing it. I love the joy and happiness to see
really? Because you just
I hate to work. I love the joy and happiness. Okay, moving on. 6, find a baking buddy. You'll feel low and you'll need to vent to somebody who gets it. Love husbands, love them wives. But they don't always care.
They don't always know the right words.
They doesn't care.
They don't care, but you need someone when your back hurts because you have been slumped over an icing bag all day. They can be like, my back is really hurting right now. And they're like, girl, I feel you.
Yeah.
Your spouse would be like, there's that new thing on TikTok where they're like, it's someone who's like, yeah, I'm in a lot of debt. And they're like, just stop drinking Starbucks. Like
yeah.
So your spouse is going to say like, just take it easy.
Yeah, think about it this way. My little sister doesn't cook.
No.
She has hopes of doing it for some reason, as if that will bridge the gap between doing and not doing. But if Corey's oven broke and she turned to my little sister and said, my oven broke. Well, Summer, who never cooks, she'll be like, oh, shucks. Man.
Heard there's a 2-for-1 deal at McDonald's.
Right. So Corey would need to turn to somebody who can bake, and that person would be like, no, man, this happened to me one time. Here's my strategy. Did you find like the strategy session from somebody who's in the same field, playing the same game?
Yeah, when you guys are up at 2 a.m. icing those final cookies on the one you burnt in the oven because you fell asleep, you're going to need someone that is by your side that can relate to what you're doing versus sitting there. Solopreneurship is lonely. So you need someone that's just right there. If you want to do by Messenger, Instagram, or you guys want to exchange phone numbers, like just someone who could send you that meme at the perfect time.
Oh yeah, a meme will get you. That'll save you.
If it hits right, you could just belly laughs.
Oh
yeah.
I sometimes scroll back to memes we posted, and I'm like, wow,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is so funny. Yeah,
giggling.
The Spider-Man bra one. If you guys are missing that, go check out the Sugar Cookie Marketing Instagram. Hilarious. Okay, but yeah, I do say find a baking buddy. You can create a post in the group and find one there. Don't mind that at all. Find somebody, get that? Find somebody that has your best interest in mind and keeps you going and tells you when to stop.
I always can talk to you about work things.
Hello.
My husband is not someone who relates to me with work stuff.
But he loves to talk to you about his work.
Yeah, but his work is interesting.
Yeah, see, podcast. He's a police officer, lest you guys think he's murdered. Moving on, number 7, track last year's sales against this year. Compare yourself to just yourself. Compare where? Back again to the statement of the hour. Tracking, you should only be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be better than the person down the street.
No.
You are not living their life. You do not have access to their resources or lack thereof. You have probably different kids, different husband, different wife.
Hopefully.
Hey. So yeah, compare yourself to last year's sales. That's a great indicator to see if you're growing. And if you said, hey, well, I'm taking fewer sales, well, then you got to count that in your factor. So you can say, I'm taking fewer sales in December. However, I sold out faster of those fewer sales. And that would be a great indicator that the business is growing, even though your sales may look different than last year.
Or you can say, hey, I made a little less this year, but I took 5 crucial days off that I could spend time with my family, my mental health. So in that,
I see a lot of people are saying, I don't really want to be miserable this year.
Yeah.
And that's a great goal. So factoring in those 5 days off, what if, okay, this would be a great comparison. If you generated the same amount of sales in December last year and this year, but you took 5 days off, then you're actually making more this year than you were last year. The ways you can do that is increasing your prices, selling more faster.
More faster. I like
More
that.
faster. So when you sell more faster, you can generate more sales in less time and then get those out of the way. You can batch bake. If you got a Bosch, I gave you that Bosch a year ago yesterday. Yeah. If you
yesterday?
Yeah. Little picture of me trying to squat in a picture for no reason.
Him.
Yeah. So if you batch, if you got the Bosch, which you can say you can quadruple batch versus a single batch of a KA.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone said they had a Hamilton. What's that?
It's another brand.
Oh. Anyways, if you can be more efficient, you can take more days off and possibly still generate. And that's a huge win. They say, I know we all work from home in a way, but they say for every work from home day, it accounts for, like, let's say on Fridays, you can work from home. Yeah. Again, you're still working, but it accounts as a $10,000 raise mentally.
Wow, you're making $50,000 a week.
No. Just your salary. just $10,000 a year. You're making extra working from home.
Every day, you said once a day at one day.
Oh, for us people,
banking there,
100,000 there. No, so like the concept being, if you went to an office job 5 days a week and suddenly they do 4 days in, one work from home, you essentially got a $10,000 mental raise. Granted, you can't spend that, but you can mentally spend it. Okay, I like that. Compare awareness. Okay, number 8, this is Corey's passionate one. It's okay to unfollow somebody if you like them too much.
Yeah, you are going to see people who are going to post their wins.
They're amazing.
Their cutest ever pre-sale cookies.
Some of these people be putting the little eyes real far down. It gets cuter and cuter the farther the eyes get.
I like everyone's cookies, but I like mine.
You know what? I've decided my mom's a boomer. Boomers like the eyes close together.
Yeah.
And millennials like the eyes farther apart.
When I did them far apart in class last time.
Gams didn't get the eyes far apart on your candy corn.
They are ugly.
Yeah, she did not hold it well. So anyways, random tangent. Back to the topic at hand. You can like someone so much and be almost jealous of them or almost downtrodden. And because you like them so much, unfollow them. You can sync back up with them in January.
Yeah. And that's totally fine. They won't know. It's okay. Your mental health is so important and your well-being during this time. It's okay. And guess what? They're not going to know. They're focused on themselves.
I'm going to say an argument of the Finsta, the secondary Instagram. I have a Finsta for things I want to see, which is things like Procreate
and crabs.
Motorcycles.
And motorcycles.
Okay. And then you have your business Instagram. So the business Instagram, as we've talked about, should be technically following your target audience and engaging there. That Finsta can target other cookiers. Yeah. That Finsta you can just not log into for a bit.
I think the problem that people run into is a lot of bakers follow other bakers.
Right. So that's why I'm saying make your personal, I want to follow a baker's account, and then keep your business one that you'll need to log into to make posts pretty concise, dialed into your target. I think it's going to help your algorithm anyways, kind of be like, this is a local person.
Yeah.
And it's going to take you kind of out of the feed. You're going to get fewer likes that way, but you're going to get likes again from what we talked about at the beginning, from people who can actually purchase from you.
Yeah. A lot of times if you feel like one of your competitors' posts performed well and ends up in your feed, and you feel just a little bit heart pang of negativity, I would say just you need to block their page, because it's important for you to remain positive.
Can I ask you a question? Sure. If I'm following somebody and I block them and I unblock them, do I no longer follow them after I release the block? Okay. So that awkward reconnection. Can you...
You can unfollow a page without unliking it.
On Facebook?
Yes.
Instagram?
You can mute them.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. That's it. Does it still show up in your feed? No.
No.
That's what you need to do. Yeah. So not the unfollowing, not the blocking, the muting. However, I'd still say strategize that Finsta kind of, it doesn't violate TOS to have to. I really like, so when I want to look at Procreate artist, I just log into this account, my personal one, motorcycles, whatever, and then I can be like, oh, this is on. Then I can just not sign into that for the week and then go back to work.
Yeah. Yes.
That is our top 8.
And it's important to get a mental handle on these now as we're just December, we are going to be in the kitchen. Yeah. And you're not going, hopefully you're listening to this, this week. If you listen to it at the end of the summer. Sorry.
You're like, it's July 2023.
But having this in your back pocket and remembering these tips as you go through your day to day, as you're, I don't want to say when your tensions rise, but when your patience runs out, as you get tired.
All we're doing is giving you permission to feel okay.
To feel okay. You feel burnt out. That's okay.
Yeah.
You feel weary and tired. Okay.
You're kind of jealous. That's okay. That's a
totally
natural
normal.
thing. You are human. And here are some strategies to feel a little bit better. And you have permission not to take that sale.
Yeah.
And you have permission not to teach cookie classes. And here's your permission that PYOs aren't your favorite.
And permission to take those days off and
permission
not
to
feel
mute
guilty.
somebody. That's not rude.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Absolutely.
You cannot unmute us, though. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
That would be rude.
The thing is, we want you to enjoy this holiday season. We want you to be successful in every aspect of it. So financially, but also mentally. Those are two big things. We don't want you to... Heather and I love making sales. That's like the premise of marketing, is to hopefully end in a sale.
I guess it's a nice little award that's like, hey, it's working.
Right. But it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to take a day off. It's okay to scroll Instagram and like other people's stuff and never make your own.
I was talking to Gans about this. It's okay. It's okay. I was talking to Gans about this. The saddest person in the world, even if they're a billionaire, would give up every penny to be happy. So money is fun. It affords you a lifestyle. You can go treat yourself. That's cool. It ain't the end all be all. It's a nice little like, hey, you're heading in the right direction. But that direction can look very different. That direction can be, I've made enough that I can take the month off of December. And that direction can look, hey, I've made enough. I'm happy with the amount I've made. I'm going to say no to this order and I'm going to go take my kiddo to something.
Yeah. What I don't like, and I totally feel, a lot of times I'll be on Instagram and someone will have like a post and it says closed on it. And they'll be like, I had to make the tough decision.
I hate people like
I'm really
that. Where's
burnt out.
Oh, you said what really bothers me is when people say closed, I'm burnt out.
No, it did. No, I feel for them. Like they've worked so hard doing what they love that they no longer find that joy in it anymore.
Yeah, you can't. You're like see the whole quiet quitting thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to. The cost of a new employee is so much higher than the cost of a retaining an employee. Same with the marketing. The warm lead, somebody who's bought from me before, is cheaper than a cold lead. So it behooves business owners to keep their employees happy. And technically, we're employees of, guess what? Ourselves. You are the boss when you are the entrepreneur. You're also the employee when you're an entrepreneur. So respect your employee self and have your boss self look out for that employee in case that employee doesn't know when to quit. Not quit. Stop. Chill.
Yes.
Take a day off. Yeah. So that would be our top 8 tips.
Top 8 tips
for taking a mental trips.
I was trying to think of it right now. Fast enough.
Okay, back to group stuff. We have a Facebook Live coming out. I got to give Jessica Wolf props on this one. She reached out to ConvertKit. If you're in the marketing space, ConvertKit is one of the big players in emails. So ConvertKit, these 2 adorable ladies, even made the graphics.
They're very cute.
Yeah, they have a deliverability podcast. Let me actually pull up what it is in case you just love marketing and you want to listen to more of it. Hold on. Alyssa and Melissa, that's her name. Alyssa and Melissa of ConvertKit. They have a podcast called Deliverability Defined. You can get it on anywhere you listen to podcasts. However, they're teaching a Facebook Live on deliverability. Do you know what that is?
I do, but tell us for those that don't know.
I feel like you just lobbied that one back.
Yeah.
Deliverability is your email ending up in the inbox. So poor deliverability would be sending an email and then ending up in the spam box, which I see a ton of people asking. My emails to my clients keep ending up in spam. What gives? Once an email ends up in spam, how often do you check your spam folder?
I do check it often just to see if my high school boyfriend ended up in there.
Chad, are you here?
He has yet to end up there.
Leaving you hanging, Chad. But there's a voting joke. I got it. Go vote, guys. That was good. That was slick. You guys stick around. You'll get some more of these puns. Anyways, they'll be going live on November 15th about this email deliverability. How to press send. I was listening to Flowdesk email sender as well. Mm-hmm. And they did the Graceful Baker. If you're listening to this, you were featured in it. Yeah. And they went through email and said they loved it. Oh, wow. But they recommended 3 to 5 holiday themed emails. The amount of companies that send email in this time is so high.
I'm getting so many.
Do you check them? I do.
Pottery
Barn's like 5 a day. Sure.
shocked.
No, they said 5 this season for a small business. So recommending 3 to 5 email sequence of a holiday. I think we'll probably talk about it next podcast, kind of break down their presentation because I thought I had some great tips for.
Here's the way my brain works. DSW sends me emails every day, every hour, actually.
They have a great abandoned cart sequence.
They do. But I don't check their emails because they send them so often.
Yes.
But the shops that do not send them often, I'm more apt to check because I feel like there must be something good in there because they rarely email. And it reminds me of their name.
So years ago, do you remember that thing I got? It was called Go Garden, and it was this little plastic stabby thing for when you're running and jogging. I was playing with it at lunch. Yeah, I like fiddling with it. That's the only reason I still have it. I just like fiddling with it. Yeah. It's made of plastic. Anyways, I bought that, I think, through her Kickstarter, and it has to be almost 8 years ago.
Wow.
Suddenly, she's in my inbox. It's been 8.
She said,
I had to open it just to see what it was about.
Did you run out of did you lose the last one?
I suddenly still have it. So I think there's such a thing as not enough. And then DSW and Pottery Barn, too much.
Yeah.
Please stop. I just wanted the rope. So that'll be on November 15th.
Which I think it's just 9 next week. Am I wrong?
Oh, no.
Let me see. I think the day is
because it's the 7th.
It's 1 week away. It's next Tuesday.
So when's the vendor blender?
Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 weeks. So 14, 15, 16, 14, 15, 17 days away.
So 2 weeks and a handful of days.
2 weeks and 3 days.
Okay.
2 weeks and 3 days.
Quick 101 on the vendor blender. If you go to last week's podcast, you can is it last week's?
Let them know about the little, I think so. But chit chat, what is the Vendy?
The Vendy, put your phone down.
Oh, sorry. I'm liking people's posts. I'm feeling guilty.
We are podcasting.
Okay, hurry. I gotta go get my kid.
Corey.
I gotta go get him.
The vendor blender is a once a year event. We've only ever done it 1 year. This will be the second year. On November 25th, there's a Facebook group. It is called The Vendy Blendy. You will pendy.
Is it by Sugar Cookie?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just so people
make sure
find
you
it.
look that though.
If you type in Vendy Blendy, there's only one. It does.
But it keeps pulling up the event for some whatever reason.
No, I just wanted to drive traffic around. Anyways, there's this Facebook group. You got a request to join, and we'll ask you Bosch or KitchenAid. Feel free to answer that. You will not get into that group. It seems very offensive that we did it this way until November 25th at the strike of midnight of the beginning of that day. Yes. That is very hard to describe.
Let's just say 12:01.
12:01 on November 25th a.m.
Yes.
Eastern Standard.
Yes.
So Californians win because it's like they're 9 p.m.
Yes.
But for poor UK people, it'll be like they're 3 a.m. Anyways, you'll have 24 hours to get in this group and shop amongst 26, 27 vendors. We had another vendor sign up.
Nice.
And you'll get at least 20% off or more all day long. Uh-huh. We can't guarantee stock, but we can guarantee holly jolly shopping fun.
Yes. I know someone asked, is there any shops for Canadians?
I am going to pull
yes.
From the vendors where they're shipping to.
Yes, so you can just reference that if you need to.
I'll say that I think 100% of the shops currently are U.S. based.
Yeah.
We had some Australians considering it. However, I'm going to find out where they'll ship. Regardless, though, Eddie ships everywhere.
But he's not a part of the vendor blender.
Yeah, he is. He's a giveaway.
Yeah, but he's not doing a discount.
Somebody will. Eddie doesn't run discounts. I ask him. Sorry, guys. Somebody will win an Eddie just by being in the group. There may be a prompt. We have to decide.
I'm sure there has to be a prompt.
Right. But somebody will win. Doesn't matter where you live. You can get an Eddie.
But if you want some of those Canadian, Australian shops, send them the information for the vendor blender. It comes better when it's from you and not our hard sale from the twins.
Right. It looks like we want something from them.
So if you're like, hey, this would be a great opportunity
the more of you guys who ask a cutter shop to join, the more likely they are to see the,
And I mean, I've done some Hail Mary passes on Instagram to try to get like, hey, look, there's vendor
you are
blender.
Free to speak on behalf of this group to see if you can get some cutter shops.
Invite them, hello at Sugar Cookie Marketing.
Yeah, they can sign up if they want at sugarcookiemarketing.com/Vendy. That's V as in Victor, ENDY.
All right, move on.
Okay. We'll talk about the Cookie College.
The Cookie College.
The Cookie College is going to be a part of the vendor blender. We didn't talk about it necessarily last week, but this will be the last cheapest price that we'll ever have the Cookie College at. Forever, I guess.
Forever and ever.
So what you can do if you want to sign up for the year, you'll be surprised how many people enjoy the college, biased myself, but they put their money where their mouth is. They enjoyed the college so much they sign up for a year. The reason why they do that is because it is considerably cheaper, but on Black Friday, it will be the cheapest. That means instead of the 2 months free that you get when you sign up for a yearly plan, you actually get 3. And that is nifty. So all that stuff, all the stuff we talk about, you can get more of it for less of it.
And the Cookie College right now has over 90 courses.
Yeah.
And your membership gets you access to each and every single one.
Freebie photos, downloads, STLs, courses, how-to, private Facebook group. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is.
The number one thing we hear about when people join is, whoa, this is a lot more than I expected. I'm a little overwhelmed. And I'm here to guide you every other Monday. I do a Facebook Live, kind of tell you where everything is, even help you determine what goals are best for your business. Like we said, only one matters, the one that's right in front of you.
Yeah.
But the Cookie College can help you get there. And the group is people constantly talking about it. I decided to set up a class.
I know.
I'm doing it.
If you've been good this year, ask Santa to get you on the list for the Cookie College because it'll raise its rates January, the first week in Jan.
The goal of us as Cookie College instructors is that it pays for itself very quickly, even for the whole year. So a lot of people, we try to say, hey, let's get this paid for without you having to do lift a finger. Let's teach a class. Let's, offer this. Let's streamline that, things like that. So if you want to learn more about the Cookie College, you can check it out at thecookiecollege.com, but highly encourage you, if you wanted to do a yearly membership for 3 months free, meaning you only pay for 9 months, you can sign up for that on the Vendy Blendy Day.
The 25th of November.
The 25th of November.
So,
if you have to leave, let's skip voicemails. Oh, I wondered if anyone said the things that they liked they bought. If nobody did that, I would be so sad.
I know.
Talk while I look up.
You want to go over sponsors real quick?
Oh, yeah.
The sponsors are what brings the podcast to you each and every week. So we really, really, truly do love them. And they have been supporting us and we love supporting them. Our first sponsor is AE Core Backers. If you've seen any photo that I have taken, it's on an AE Core. And that's because it's food safe, rigid, matte, waterproof, scratch resistant. I just really, really like them for photos. Oh, no one said anything.
No one said anything they wanted to buy and didn't want to buy. 571-556-5644. I know you guys bought stuff you hated and loved. You tell us what you wanted so we can buy it too.
So AE Core is actually going to be a part of the vendor blender, which is super exciting. So if you wanted to deep dive and just up your photography game, this is the time for you.
Which two would you recommend right off the bat?
Polar white and a marble. It depends if you want a warm or dark.
Ash bought apricot.
That's when I took that.
I know, that's what you wanted.
I like that one.
Would you recommend apricot?
Yeah, apricot, whatever you want to call it, is a light orange.
Apricot is what I want to call it.
Apricot is a light orange, very, very pretty. I'll have to post the photo so you can see it. But they have bright colors like lemon is gorgeous, bright yellow.
Poppy. That's
then they have
vibe.
like a dark purple, which was it just depends what you want to do with your photography. But I love their boards. But you can save 20% now using the code SUGARCOOKIE at checkout at aecorebackers.com.
Sweet. Next up is Bakety Bake. I'm going to do Bakety Bake. No, I'll do it.
Okay.
Bakety Bake is a meringue powder Bakety Bake is a company that makes Royal Batch a meringue powder
There you go.
that includes egg whites.
No.
Whites. Food coloring.
White food coloring. Go ahead.
That's close. Okay. White food coloring and corn syrup. Corn syrup and meringue powder.
That's what it is.
Okay. I thought you act like there are extra things in it. Vanilla
extra.
So you don't have to add all those things in yourself. And they have 1 pound bags and 5 pound bags. A lot of people sell the 5 pound bag because I'm going to tell you, they like it. Apparently it's very nice.
But you can save 10% on that using the code TWINS at checkout.
And last but never least is Eddie, who we just talked about. He's an edible food printer, direct to food printer. It is, if it sounds crazy, that's because it is. And watching that little guy fire up, if you've been real good this year, maybe Santa, who's feeling very gifty, might bring, he isn't cheap. He knows his worth. He's $3,000. However, wow, if you really market him, he's not a magic bullet. And I tell people, you can buy an Eddie and leave him in the box and he'll do nothing for you. But if you can market Eddie for corporate orders, for an addition to your customs, he saves you so much time over stencils. He's not cheap. but he can pay for himself, kids.
Yeah. Those corporate orders, I've already had people inquiring for corporate orders. I hate them. I hate making 50 of anything.
Yeah.
It's
But Eddie don't hate them.
He does not.
He loves them. So imagine that somebody orders 50 of something. Business owners,
Yeah.
they fall in this trance when they see their logo on anything.
They do.
It doesn't, even if it's unattractive, they don't care. They want to see their logo on
I
something.
almost feel like custom orders, people are like scrutinizing over every single thing. I feel like business orders,
want to
they're
see
like,
50
I want to get it
in
done.
one group.
Yeah, I need to get these out and get these gone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look and be like, I feel like this taupe is a little too taupey.
This apricot is not the apricot I wanted. So anyways, you can check out Eddie. I'd actually recommend skipping over the website and going straight to Eddie Edible Printer Users Group on Facebook. You will see what that man is capable of. We did not name him that. People think we made that up. No, that's what this big company named him, Eddie. So really interesting printer, amazing sponsor as well, and has really kept the podcast going for a long time.
What a crazy support. Thank you.
I love that little machine.
Owned by
And I love Mark and I love Jennifer.
I do.
They're the nicest folk ever.
Twinterests.
You got some.
Well, okay, I had ordered this and I forgot because I cannot find it. It's somewhere because I would never have thrown it away. But Bobby's Cutters
Okay.
sells a 3D printed name thing you can stamp into the back.
Did you get it?
I got it for my new.
You accidentally probably put it on your cutter wall. Doesn't it look like a 3D printed thing?
It does look like
So
a
maybe you
3D.
accidentally hung it up.
No, it doesn't hang. It doesn't have a hanging thing. So I put it somewhere not. That, it's just in a box. I just have to find it.
Okay.
But I got one new one because I went to make a video about it, and I was like, "Where's that?"
So what's it say?
It's that one says mixing bowl cookie code. The other one says sugar cookie classes. But I went to show you, and I'm going to make a video on it when it comes in. But you can brand the back of your cookies. So I love the cookie.
Can you make
Countess
one
mesh
that
mats.
just says like you're nosy, and then like only people are like, oh my goodness, it caught me.
Turn this back over.
Right.
But you can brand the back.
I'm prettier on the other side.
What?
I'm prettier on the other side.
Yeah, that's right. Flip over to eat. Just kidding. I see a business model
Okay.
there. But I was going to, when that comes in, show you exactly how to do it. But I think it's great for like thank you cookies that you put on the outside.
Smart.
Or if you are, a lot of times when you make cookies for like someone's wedding, sometimes people, like not every place requires you to have a cottage food label. So some people are like, should I put a cottage food label? But what if
Oh,
you
that
stick
would
it
be
with
a
your
much
name?
more slick way to advertise without
Yeah.
seeming
Yeah,
like
it was
a
seeming like
post.
I'm trying to make money off this
Yeah,
person.
because you know, it's always that like, hey, the wedding outside of cottage foods laws, do you brand a wedding cookie? Likely no, but this would be a nice way to be like
to be like, I definitely know I can do this,
Yeah.
and no one's going to be
yeah,
offended.
yeah. Okay, that's a solid one.
Okay, yours
Mine is.
is
I was thinking like
Wait.
it doesn't have to be something we buy; it can be something we learned.
okay. But do you want to say your? I'm going to go get that little hand thing that jumped my car.
Okay, Corey has a newer car than me, and if you've ever been, I think the last time my car wouldn't start was when I was snowboarding. And it was
so I wasn't
cold.
even there. I couldn't even help
No,
you.
no. So like, okay, everyone's like, keep jumper cables in your car. Cool, I have jumper cables, but then you got to
But
find
you
another
need
human.
another car.
A whole nother vehicle.
Nothing makes me feel tinier than needing another human's help.
Excuse me, please don't murder me. But can I use your battery juice for like? And it's always, and
You're
then you
going out for
gotta
a
make
weird
the
10
cars
minutes.
kiss. Please get very close to my bumper without hitting it. So, kind of actually got it for the motorcycle when I took a long trip, but it works on automotive as well. It also is just a battery pack. If you ever had a dead cell phone, you can use it for anything. Anyways, this little contraption, I'd say it's the size of
it's
a
a cell
larger
phone,
cell phone.
yeah.
Yeah. It has enough juice to jump a sedan twice. I think it can do a pickup truck once.
But then you can recharge it.
Right. So what happened is Corey's like, oh my goodness, I'm stuck. And then my mom's like, oh, because we all drove together. Corey's like, my car won't start. They all think I'm going to move my car
I
to
did
have this
too.
like little
Yeah.
operation. But no, I grabbed this little cell phone size battery
Yeah.
pack with two. It's got the baby cutest little jumper cable
Little
ends.
tiny guys.
To put on Corey's car, let it sit for me. I mean, honestly, because your battery wasn't that dead, but
Right.
let it sit for 3 minutes, turn the car over, and Corey drove to the battery store.
I did.
The battery
The
store.
battery store.
you
But that
bring it
was
back?
handy. It's in my glove box. I'm going to forget to give
I'm
it
going
to
to
you
go
today.
walk out. I like that little
All
guy.
right, all right.
So anyways, I let her take it home because he has, for a sedan, I've seen you can jump him up to 3 times, but enough to get you just in case you had to stop for that Starbucks to
Yeah.
get to the battery
Yeah,
store.
I said, wow, that was nice. Because I had broken down the day before thinking I didn't need a battery change.
I'm 90% sure it was only $50.
which I think is worth it. Because I was sitting in the CVS parking lot. Me and Arch were just eating candy because I was waiting for my husband to drive on over.
Are you sitting with the car idling?
So, okay, here's this.
There's a couple things going on. I know what you're going to ask.
The car is not idling on the battery. There is gas going.
Right. So the car, that's idling.
Yeah, but it's...
Right. So your battery is so weak at this point that even though the car is running, just standing idle is enough to kill it off. So typically you burn out your battery sitting there with no engine, but the alternator kicks in. However, batteries can go so far gone that you just got to get you a new.
I know. And that could have been... It's a day ruiner when you have to call someone.
But that little guy.
Yeah, I would not ruin anyone's day.
And then you're kind of self-sufficient.
Well,
and then...
you just send me that Amazon? Send me the link.
I will. I will. That's a
and
good
it fits
one.
in your glove compartment.
It is so tiny. For something that can turn over a car.
Yeah. Yes.
And probably the last time I charged him was maybe 5 months ago. So he holds a charge.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah. I'll have to get that.
I like it. Okay. I think that takes us to the end. Are we missing anything?
To the end.
Oh, rap battle?
We did meet a Cookie College person in person.
Oh, yeah. It's so fun. Heather and her husband are retracing his old haunts. He used to live here in Baltimore. And they started here they went to Baltimore. They didn't tell you this. They went to the aquarium.
Oh.
Came down here. They went to Peking Duck.
They did. They went to Udvar Hazy.
Love Udvar Hazy. We actually have 2 air and space museums here. Weird. But the DC one just reopened. And Udvar Hazy is a big one with the space shuttle. And I think that might still have an SR-71 for any of you plane fanatics. Yeah. And then they are taking the train up to New York City.
Yeah, because he lived.
No, he didn't live there. I thought he lived near Buffalo.
That would be New York.
Right, but not New York City.
Oh, isn't that right outside of Buffalo?
No, Buffalo's next to the Great Lakes. That's why it gets so much snow.
Got it.
And New York City on the other side.
Not well traveled at all. But yeah, it was so great to meet them. We met them at Seasons 52.
Bless their soul. Our favorite to Tyson's. Yeah. It was great. Thank you guys again so much for coming.
And thank you all of the ones who sent food down for us. I've been eating. Someone had sent one down, and I think it was Give Me Sugar, which I've actually seen her stuff on Instagram. So it was so cool to eat something from a bakery. But it had a Twix on top, chocolate caramel, and a cookie.
Where's mine? Oh, that was the one she said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Okay, kids, we'll see you next. Oh, you can't say it that way.
What?
I was going to see you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
But it's an acronym for that word.
See you next Tuesday.
Okay, I'll explain off.
Okay.